on Ben. I just wanted to make a little video about something that's very dear to me, which is the Final Fantasy Tactics series. And I wanted to make it about this controversy that's come up about this game, which is Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. And more importantly, the new game that's coming out, which is Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. In that game, it's more so a remake of the first game, which, in all intensive purposes, should be fine. It's just more so... it's more so that it's just a big issue with a lot of people because it's cutting a lot of content from the War of the Lions game that a lot of people, including myself, think should be added to the game. What I'm going to bring up is a couple of things that I found while I was doing my research on this, because Tactics is like one of my favorite games of all time, and I think that it's a little bit of a slap in the face to be like, hey, we're going to give you a remaster, it's going to be a definitive remaster, but we're not putting in that content. Content wasn't what we originally had. So I figured I'd give you guys kind of a visual of what they're cutting from the new game, with the strategy guide for War of the Lions, Return to the Land of Ivalice. The PSP version was released, I believe, back in 2011. So it's been a while, almost 15 years since that game was released. So I actually find it pretty dope that they re-released this game, even if it is just the PS1 original. I'm sure modders will get in here and fix the issues that this content void that they're creating for this re-release is, doing. But I wanted to show you just, two characters that they're getting rid of, pretty much. One's the Dark Knight, and one's Onion Knight. They're a little bit harder to get characters in this series here. For the Dark Knight, you have to master the Knight class, Black Mage class, the late Geomancer, Ninja, Dragoon, and Samurai. All later stage classes in the game. But more importantly, you also have to kill 20 monsters, which is knocking them out entirely. To get Dark Knight is, I'd say, about a 20-hour grind, just for your main party of characters at the beginning of the game. Is it worth it? It's a pretty strong class in the game. It's pretty fun to use. Onion Knight is more of just like an everything class, like whatever you master shows up on that class. But it's still a cool addition to a game. Like it just adds to the fun factor of the video game. They're also cutting from the game Luso, who was a character from Final Fantasy Tactics A2. He's more of a squire character that does poaching, which is, we're really getting into the weeds of the game here, but poaching, pretty much, you kill the monster, you poach it, and then you may or may not get an item from it in the poaching shop. The other characters that they are cutting, if they have them in here, I will find them, is Bolthier. Bolthier is broken. There's no other way to describe him. He's a thief character with very good stealing stats, and he uses guns, and he's pretty much just a very broken character that has a skill called Barrage that decimates most enemies. He's just a fun character. Taking fun out of the game is probably not on the agenda for Square Enix, but that's some of the baseline things that they're taking out. They're also taking out from the PSP version of the game, there was multiplayer. There's PvP and PvE that you could do in here that would acquire you more items down the line. And you could do these system to system via ad hoc. PSP was a very weird system, but it's pretty much like how you would used to have two Nintendo DSs and you would play each other in close proximity wirelessly without having a wireless connection. It's about the same concept. But yeah, that's just kind of the baseline of what they're taking out of the game. So let's move on to why I think the controversy should have a little bit more traction. When I pre-ordered the game, because, you know, I'm a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics, as you can see, I have most of their stuff. I have the soundtrack back there. You get pre-order bonus. And the pre-order bonus doesn't bother me. It's a bunch of items that are just like you'll get them within an hour or two of playing the game. Doesn't really matter. Those are cool. You get those in like Resident Evil games nowadays and stuff like that. But the thing that really bothered me was, instead of putting in the additional content that I just showed you, what they did was they put in a bunch of skins to make Ramza white or black or red colored instead of his usual blue or purple that he usually, you know, has on in the game. And again, I wouldn't find this as an issue, but if we're talking about content that's being cut so we could put in skins that were never a part of the game to begin with, I'd rather have the additional characters from this game and the additional content that adds to the gameplay experience than something that I can visually look at. I feel like a lot of the time nowadays in the industry, people just take graphics, put it on a pedestal, or take a skin and put it on a pedestal and go, look, this is what you could have if you just give us money. We want more gameplay. We do not want more skins. I don't know what we have to do for companies to like entice them to just give us what we need, but I hope that helped you understand the quarrels that I had with this new Ivalice Chronicles game that's coming out. I'm still pre-ordering it. I like the game. I like it. I think it's a great game. I think you should pre-order it. Because the base game is just that good. It's just, if you're releasing a definitive version of a game, and you're calling it a definitive version of a game in your press releases, and in your marketing for it, and you're going, this is the best way to experience it, I beg to differ. I think you could buy a PSP and then this game on disc, probably completed, and you'd have a better experience and a lot more stuff to do. But that's just old man rambling. I'll let you guys head off. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you think I'm missing anything, tell me in the comments below. Good night.